Starting the progressive news headlines with a little bit of good news. The global movement working to abolish nuclear weapons is celebrating a historic milestone, with Honduras becoming the 50th country to ratify the United Nations Treaty on the production of nuclear weapons. How exciting! Honduras' ratification sets the stage for the international treaty to take effect on January 22nd, 2021, despite the refusal of the United States, the UK, Russia, and other powerful nuclear-armed nations to sign on to the agreement, which requires that signatories never, under any circumstances, develop, test, produce, manufacture, otherwise acquire, possess, or stockpile nuclear weapons and other nuclear explosives devices. How exciting. What a great day for the world. Hey, over here, more than 70 science journalists have signed on to an open letter warning that the Supreme Court nomination of Amy Coney Barrett, her close is troubling, to say the least. Coney Barrett's close ties to the fossil fuel industry and refusal to publicly acknowledge the established science behind human-caused climate change make her an enabler of the ecological crisis of our times. The letter, which was signed by Naomi Klein and 350.org co-founder Bill McKibben, among others, slams Barrett's responses to basic climate questions during her confirmation hearings as factually inaccurate, scientifically unsound, and outright dangerous. As we reported last week, Barrett insisted that she has no firm views on the climate crisis, and in later written responses called the science of climate change controversial, which means she does have a view, that she doesn't trust science. We'll keep our eye on that one. Republican Majority Leader Mitch McConnell kept the U.S. Senate in session over the weekend in an effort to speedily shut down debate on Amy Coney Barrett's nomination and set the stage for her confirmation to the Supreme Court as early as today. That's why I wanted to start this broadcast with some positive news, because I knew we were going to be getting to this negative news pretty quick. The rare weekend session to push through Barrett's nomination was scheduled just 10 days before the 2020 election. McConnell has refused to schedule a weekend session to work on the desperately needed coronavirus relief. I wonder what the story is there. Anyway, here is, do we have this? Sheldon Whitehouse is, I don't see it. I don't see the clip, Alana, of Sheldon Whitehouse on dark money around in the courts. Is it here? Is this it? No, I don't think so. Well, maybe. Let's try it. No, that's not it. All right, well, we'll move on. There is a clip you can check out, Sheldon Whitehouse talking about dark money around the courts. Moving on here in our news broadcast. I'm sure you can find that on YouTube. In a blow to President Donald Trump's reelection campaign and the Republican National Committee, the Pennsylvania Supreme Court ruled unanimously on Friday that counties cannot reject mail-in ballots because voters' signatures don't resemble the way they signed when registering to vote. Trump and Republicans had argued that matching signatures on mail-in ballots to those on voter registration rolls is necessary to prevent fraud. Friday's decision was the second. You would think they'd want fraud because Trump is losing. You'd think they'd want somebody at home filling out 100 pro-Trump. I don't know. Just saying. Anyway, Friday's decision was the second triumph this week for Democrats and voting rights advocates in Pennsylvania, a very important state, which Trump won by 44,292 votes, or 0.73%. Very little. In 2016, according to the latest Real Clear Politics average of 11 national polls, Democratic presidential nominee Joe Biden has just over a 5% lead over Trump in that state, which is why he promises zero fracking. All right. As the world transitions away from fossil fuels, he didn't promise zero fracking. He promised fracking. And Pennsylvania, there's a lot of fracking there. I don't know if that's a good promise. I'm sure we'll continue to discuss. Finally, as the world transitions away from fossil fuels, scientists have developed a breakthrough in solar energy technology. A new upgrade at the University of York in the UK, of course, has increased the ability of solar panels to absorb light by a stunning 125%. It holds the promise of harvesting 10 times more energy for the same relative cost. A wide consensus of experts believes that all the green technologies available, solar energy is among the most sustainable and the cheapest. Hooray for some good news. Let me get some of those panels on my house. I'm Julianna Forlano. Thanks for watching. You're watching ACT.tv. If you're watching us on YouTube, please subscribe to our channel, share us with your friends, and thank you already watching. We'll be back tomorrow, of course, and we have Sasha Abramsky on the program with us from the nation. We're trying to get as many people we can on the program this week, both to do two things. One, keep perspective on what's happening in the election and what may or may not happen after the election, and to fight the disinformation. ACT.tv is going to be working very hard to help in the fight of the disinformation that is likely to be coming out of mainstream media and the Trump campaign as we move into the actual week of the election and for, I'm assuming, weeks to come. So stay tuned, share us. I hope we are of service to you, and thanks for watching.